Hello, Grade 4. This is Ms. Noura Mustafa, your English teacher from Emirates American School. And this is our second video. We are still in Year 4, Lesson 1 from your Reading Street book, version 4.2. Today, we are going to get introduced to a new reading comprehension skill and a new reading comprehension strategy. The skill is to compare and contrast, while the strategy is to visualize. Please keep those terms in mind. The objectives. By the end of this lesson, you shall be able to compare and contrast characters in a story. Notice here I said in a story. I did not say in the story, which means that you should be able to compare and contrast between characters in any story. By the end of this lesson also, you should be able to create a Venn diagram to compare and contrast. Here's our new vocabulary. Please add them to your glossary. Compare is a verb that tells us how two or more things are alike, are the same. Contrast is also a verb that tells us how two or more things are different, are not the same. Please open your Reading Street book, page 22. Version 4.2. Now, let's get introduced to the key features of the comprehension skill, compare and contrast, and understand more about it. The key features. First, the skill, compare and contrast. When you compare and contrast, you tell how two or more things are alike and different. Now, when they are alike, it's a case of compare. When they are different, it's a case of contrast, right? You can compare and contrast two or more things you read about, or compare things that you read about with something you already know. Please pause the video and read these 2 points very carefully again. Great. So, you can compare and contrast two or more things you read about, or compare something you read about with something you already know. Correct? How is that? For example, you read about a character, and you see yourself in this character. You keep saying to yourself, oh, this girl is so much like me, or this boy is so much like me. An example. You might read about a character who likes ice cream, just like you. Correct? So, this character likes ice cream. You like ice cream as well. You both like ice cream. Is this a case of compare or a case of contrast? Correct. It's a case of comparing. Now, the comprehension strategy, visualizing. I know that you are all good readers, and good readers visualize as they read. Visualizing helps readers form mental pictures of what they are reading, to help them understand ideas and information. Try to picture in your mind what the author has written to help the story come to life. Please pause the video again and read this paragraph very well. Welcome back, Grade 4. So, as you have read this paragraph, you know that visualizing is something. To visualize something is to be able to see it in your mind, to see it in pictures. Now I want to go back with you to the story that we have covered in term 1. Because of Winn-Dixie. Remember it? The nice girl who had a dog and named him Winn-Dixie. Now, the author of this story wrote so many details which helped us to visualize the story itself. Correct? Now, remember the part when Opal went to the library and Winn-Dixie stood on the window? Remember that part? And then Miss Franny looked at the window and she freaked out because she thought that Winn-Dixie was a bear. Remember this humorous part of the story? Now, while I'm telling you this, while I'm telling you what happened in Winn-Dixie's story, you visualized it. I bet you all have the image in your mind of Winn-Dixie standing on the window and Miss Franny screaming and panicking, correct? Now, you have visualized, which proves that you are a good reader. So visualizing is basically creating images in your mind, even if the picture is not there in the book. What are the similarities and differences that you can see between the dog and the cat in the picture below? Here. Please pause the video again and grab a piece of paper and a pencil and come back. Welcome back, grade 4. I'm sure now you all got your pencils and papers. Okay, what we're going to do now is creating a Venn diagram. A Venn diagram. Can you all draw those 2 circles on your piece of paper? The same. They don't have to be perfect, okay? All right. I want you now to write here differences, here also differences, and then write here similarities. I'm sure you all grasped the idea by now. On this part, we shall talk about the cat. On this part, we shall talk about the dog. And the part in the middle, we shall talk about what they have in common, what both of the cat and the dog like to do. The cat color was gray, right? While the dog color is brown. They are not the same color. That's why we put those points in the differences. Cats like to chase mice, and dogs like to chase cats, correct? Both cats and dogs like to go out for a walk. Please pay very close attention to the word both here. It signifies that it is a case of comparison. Here compare, here, and here is contrast. So what does the cat and the dog like to do? In common, they both like to go out for a walk. But in this case, the color is different. The color is different. Here, like cats like to chase mice, while dogs like to chase cats. Please open your Reading Street book now on page 23. Read the Detective Techniques story and let's answer the questions in the call-outs margins. Please pause the video and read it with expression. Thank you so much for reading grade 4. Now let's read it together. Detective Techniques. Kim and Thomas were talking about books they liked to read. I really enjoy a good suspenseful detective mystery story, Kim said. Me too, Thomas. What's your favorite? I think Encyclopedia Brown is great, Kim said. I love when he closes his eyes and pieces the clues together. Okay. Really? I get bored when he does that, Thomas said. I like the way he listens to all the facts about a crime and then tells about all the ways it might have been committed. Sometimes he's got the mystery figured out before he goes to the crime scene itself. Okay? Now let's go back to this question. Contrast Kim's and Thomas' reaction to Encyclopedia Brown. How are their reactions different? What does Kim like that Thomas does not like? And is it a case of compare or contrast? Please, on a piece of paper, write the answer and share it with me after the video. Okay. Kim likes when Encyclopedia Brown closes his eyes and visualizes what's going to happen. But Thomas doesn't. Thomas likes when he tells about the possible ways the crime might have been committed. Correct? So it's a case of contrast here, because Kim's like something while Thomas does not like it. He told him, "Really? I get bored. It sounds boring." Okay? So, let's read the third paragraph. Please focus while you're reading. Again, pause the video and read it with focus and with expression. Welcome back, grade 4. Thank you for reading. "Then there is Nancy Drew," said Kim. "She really jumps right in and starts snooping around. She always explores the crime scene, going into spooky old houses and deserted castles, searching for a clue. I get the shivers when the story gets dark and creepy, but I still have to keep reading." Now it's time for visualizing. Remember visualizing, creating mental images in your mind. If you visualize the spooky houses and empty castles, you will understand the suspenseful feeling Kim experiences. Now, I want you to pause the video again and write down and share with me what did you visualize from what you have just read with no pictures in the book. Okay. What I have visualized personally is a spooky, creepy old house with light gray walls, red curtains, and it's quite scary, right? I visualized that from Kim's creations. I haven't seen any pictures, but we were able to visualize it. I'm sure you have visualized better stuff than me. Please share them with me. Now let's move to the last paragraph. That suspenseful feeling, knowing something is going to happen, but you don't know what. "Me too," Kim said, "but I really look forward to the end when the mystery is solved and the detective let us know what clues led to solving the crime." Please pay close attention here. "Me too," Kim said. The word "me too" is the same as the word "both." It signifies what? It signifies that it's a case of comparison and not contrast. Both of them like something. They like it when there is suspense in the story. Correct? Please, grade 4, again pause the video and try to draw a new Venn diagram. Thank you for drawing the Venn diagram. Now again, write here differences, and similarities. Here would be Kim, and here would be Thomas. Please pause the video again and answer it, then please share with me your answers and your Venn diagrams after the video. Welcome back, grade 4. Kim likes when Encyclopedia Brown closes his eyes and pieces the clues together. And Thomas likes when he tells about the possible ways the crime might have been committed.